In this video, we'll talk about bubble sort. First couple of minutes, we'll discuss the steps bubble sort follows to sort a list, and then we'll write a simple Python code to represent bubble sort. So the understanding about bubble sort, we're going to implement it in our Python code. Okay. So simply, Python bubble sort is a simple algorithm. It sorts a list by repeatedly comparing and swapping adjacent items until everything is in order. Okay. In plain English, it just check pair by pair, comparing their value. If the value needs to be compared, it change is swap it. If the value need to be swapped, it swap it. If not, just leave it like this way and then go to the next pair. Again, is comparing the value. If swaps needed, swap. If no, just go to the next value, next pair. It just simply keep repeating this order over and over, right? So, in a nutshell, these are the steps. First one, take the first value in the set and the second value in the set, right? Set means here, let's say list, right? We just take the first value and the second value. Then we are comparing those two values. If the element was is greater than the element 2, we should swap it. If this is not the case, do nothing. Next, we move along to the next pair, and then again we are comparing them. Are they needed to be swapped? If it is, we swap it. If not, do nothing. Then we go to the next pair. Just simply keep doing it until you reach the end, right? We call them one swap, so one pass. We call them one pass. And then we're coming back the start of the list and keep doing the same thing again. Take a pair, compare them. If swaps needed, do that. If not, check the next pair and keep doing it. Then again, you're going to come back with the beginning. We call them another plus. And we keep doing it until all of those items are in the right order. Now remember, in the exam, you must show every step of the algorithm. Okay, you need to show which elements you are comparing, are you swapping or not. All of those to get full marks, you have to show that, right? So before you go to our Python code, if we just look at this animation, what's happening here basically, as you see, in each pass is actually coming back, start from the every pair from the beginning, and then checking if it need to be swapped is swapped, checking it, swap it, go to the next item. Just one. Then you come back again for the second pass, do the same thing, pair by pair, and then come back again from the beginning, third pass, fourth pass. We don't need, we see that all of the items are in right place, so we're not sorting, algorithm just stops, it's not doing anything else. That's basically it. Now, with this knowledge, we are going to write a Python code for that. Now, remember, if you are a GCSE student, you do not need to remember or you do not need to be able to write a Python code by yourself for the bubble sort, but you need to understand the mechanism. When you see a code, when you see an algorithm, you should be able to understand, okay, bubble sort's happening there. Over the years, I've seen some questions in the questions paper, they give you whole algorithm and they ask you some questions based on the algorithm. If you don't understand the algorithm, if you understand what's happening there, what kind of sorting happening there, obviously you cannot understand, you cannot answer any questions. So my advice for you, look at the code, try to understand, at least have this knowledge. If you're in the A level, well, you have no choice, but you have to know this. You should be able to write your own bubble sort algorithm, right? Independently. So let me teach you that how to write a bubble sort algorithm in Python with the discussion, with the knowledge from our discussion. Let's go there. Okay. As we are writing the Python code and it is involved writing and swapping the elements, I'm going to quickly show you how swapping works in Python list very quickly. Then later on when you're writing the code, it's gonna be easier for us to understand, right? I'm gonna give you very simple example. Let's say the name of my list is array, and in array I have two elements, all right? 10 and 20, right? I just want to swap them. That means 20 needs to become here, 10 needs to come there. Simply, right? How I can do that? First of all, let's remind ourselves how to read the elements. So here in the index position 0, I have 10, and index position 1, I have 20. You all know that, right? Now how to swap that, right? Simply just write index position 0 and a comma, and then index position 1. Then equals, now you're writing in this order. So what does it mean? It simply, it should be array. It simply means whatever value in this position, in the position index number 1, give this value to this, to the index number 0. Whatever value in index number 0, give it to in index number 1. Okay, that's it though. Let's do a quick print. Okay, so I'm expecting now it's gonna alter itself. 20 goes here, 10 comes there. Okay, that's what happens. 20 comes first, 10 comes second, right? So that's how simply you can swap any value. I hope you understand that. And with this knowledge, let's now quickly write our actual Python code for the bubble sort. So beginning, I have a list of number. Let's say it is totally any order could be fine, right? Just writing randomly few numbers. Okay, it's need to be sorted. Now I'm writing a function, so def. The name of my function is bubble sort. It's taking a parameter which is the list of item, the list of the elements I'm going to sort. In that case, array is my parameter, right? So to make it a bit easier, I'm going to find the length of the list I'm working with. So len of array give us how many items are there, right? Now we don't know how many times we need to swap. We don't know how many paths happening here at all. So the best thing to do is you're writing a infinite loop. We are writing a infinite loop. Okay, and then we're saying from the very beginning, very beginning, there is no swap happens. Swap is basically a variable for us, right? Which indicate, okay, no swap been happening. Of course, you can give it any name, right? So in that case, I just give swap, which is easier to understand and remember. Then we are going to write a for loop to check the element. We'll start from here, and every time we are checking the two adjacent elements, so this value and this value, the next time this value and this value, like this, right? We're going through from the beginning. So for I in range, starting from 0, and of course the length of my array is n, so the index number gonna be n minus 1. Okay, I discussed this yn minus 1 in my previous video in linear search. hopefully you can watch that and you understand more. So here I'm not wasting my time with this. Let's go to the next line. Now I'm taking the pair and then I'm going to check if array of I, yeah, which is my indicating the first item in the list, while I means 0, right? Is it greater than the next item? So I and I plus 1 just indicating the next one, right? So I is the beginning, I is indicating 0, and the next one indicating 0 plus 1, which is this one, all right? We're checking are they, is the my previous one is greater. If it is greater than the next one, of course, all I need to do swap them. And now you know how swap is working. So write that down. I plus 1. And then I need, if I need to swap, all I'm going to do, write them in different order. Okay. And when something is happening, that means swap is happening, we say, you know what? Swap becomes true at this point, right? So swap becomes true because it's really we're swapping the value, isn't it? And then we just keep doing it from the beginning to the end as many times as needed. But when we finish one of those paths, right, we're just checking the value to each other and go to the next pair and next pair, and then we need to start from the beginning, right? In there will be a time comes when no more swap is happening, right? So I'll say now if swap, when no swap is happening, say break. So let discuss a little bit what's happening here. Okay, we just finished with our code, by the way. Let me write down this as well. So return array. Now I just want to explain a little bit what's happening in this line. So we have for loop. For loop is just starting from beginning to end. That's one pass. When you finish with one pass, okay, when you finish with one pass, all of those done, right? There will be a time comes when no swap is happening. So when it coming back to here, one pass is done, coming back here, and swap is starting with the false. Let's say in the second pass, no swap done yet. Then again the second pass, we're checking the adjacent element one by one. If any swap is happening true, then from beginning to end, done. Now third pass, again we're going back here, and initially the swap becomes false again. Then again in the third pass, we're checking the adjusted element, doing our things. If swap needed, we just keep doing it. Then we needed again for the fourth pass, if we need, we're going back again. Then we say, okay, swap is false. There will be times come when no more swap is happening at all. That means nothing is happening here. So swap stays false. In that case, we do not need to run this code anymore. We simply, should be double equals by the way, is simply break the code, is simply break this loop and come out from that loop, okay? And we just return the array. So take few moments. If you need to pause the video, think about it, what this code is doing here, and how this code helps us to determine when to stop the code, right? And then return array and simply just print bubble sort, pass the value array, and hopefully if I run it, it should be sorted now. As we see, so -2, 10, 90, 45, 89, right? So it is sorted, right? So Remember that if you're GCSE students, it is not expected that you should be able to write this code by yourself, but you need to understand what kind of sorting is happening there. If you see one of the code of this, you need to understand, then only you can answer the questions based on this algorithm. If you're A-level students, take a moment with this, write this code, make some mistakes, fix it again, right? And then hopefully you learn that. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much.